So, what on earth made you guys think you could actually get a project like this financed in America today?
This was actually, Reg and I were on a whole other track. We were working on features, and Fox came to us and said, you wanted a project in this realm. And it was artists that we couldn't turn down. Reggie at the time was actually working on a project similar to this, and the fact that they wanted to do that gave us carte blanche of what we wanted to do. So we huddled together and talked about the kind of stories we wanted to tell. It was also incredibly important. Again, we started working on this over a year ago. We had 2 boys, and just what was happening. Our son's reaction to the Trayvon Martin trial, that travesty, and the Mike Brown, and trying to explain to him what was going on, was a way for us to put all that into a show and we speak to that and hopefully start giving some answers.
Yeah. And I remember the first time that you guys told me about the piece, that what you had done, I think I've got this correctly, was that you wanted to take, basically, essentially, to use what happened in Ferguson, Missouri as a template for some gigantic American story that we all knew about through the media, through what we saw on television or what we read about in the newspapers. And you wanted, I believe, to reveal over the course of 10 hours some depth about what it's really like to be on these different levels of a catastrophic story like that. Have I got that right?
Yeah, I mean, I think when we spoke with you, one of the things that we said is that we just really wanted to do a show that just felt like an autopsy of Ferguson, and that was really like a jumping off point for us. And then the great thing about having 10 hours, it didn't feel like we had to try to say everything we wanted to say in 90 minutes or 2 hours. We were really able to just kind of look at it from every view, view from every seat in the house, and that's really what we attempted to do with this.
Indeed you did. You guys, this is, obviously it's an amazing meet of these characters, and when you see how it evolves, it's really quite extraordinary. I'm curious also about, I think, we all would be like, for the actors, was there a way, Aisha, of like, researching this part beyond what was in the script? What did you do for your research for Pat?
First of all, thank you so much for everyone that came out today. The support is tremendous, so thank you. Pastor Janae, I think sometimes in life there are stories that ask to be told, and there are characters that ask for a voice. You spoke about the irony of the fact that we shot this in Charlotte, and right now all of our television screens is a situation that has unfolded in North Carolina. So I would want to believe that this is one of those stories that has been asking to be told, and I believe that Pastor Janae is a character who has been asking for a voice, because she serves as a voice for the community, a voice for the voiceless, sort of a liaison between the people on the ground and the government. This role is something that probably reached inside of me and came and got me where I was. Because Pastor Janae is a woman who is steeped in her faith. I'm someone who lives life by a faith compass. And so that level of research was there, but it definitely asked me to go deeper in my faith, to really understand what it means to carry the burden for an entire community and not just my own faith walk. And so that was something that was in play. Unfortunately, this is the kind of show that doesn't lack source material, and so all I have to do is turn up CNN.
Yeah. I want to ask the same of you. Was there certain kinds of research that you did, or things that you drew upon? Do you have a microphone?
I feel very much well the same. I feel like I'm kind of
inundated. I spent a good portion of my pre-production research examining and thinking about grief and loss in general. And, you know, I had the honor of attending Wanda Johnson, the mother of Oscar Grant, throws his son a birthday party every year. And all the mothers attend, and they always qualify it as a club that no one wants to belong to. And so that was the kind of the center of the relationship I had with Jill's character, Alicia. And then in May, the mother of Mike Brown, Leslie McSpadden, came out with a book called Tell the Truth, Shame the Devil. And it was kind of the entire life story, just kind of, you know, the way that we constructed Shamika is that she's a young mom. And there's something, you know, very, very special about that relationship between her and her firstborn son, and to choose to have that son, and then to have that son taken away from you. So that was a kind of, you know, pockets of research.
Jill, the mic's right there, but then you're the other grieving mom. So, what about you? Was this a hard part to take?
Oh man, well, as Rachel said, if you wanted to, the line between fact and fiction on this project never really existed, to be honest. And yeah, we have way too much source material out there. And God bless Gina and Reggie, because man, just in speaking with you guys, the emails you guys get, Reggie sharing personal stories about raising his own kids, Gina sharing her stories, the background histories that were supplied. Gina referred me to a documentary about Jordan Davis and his parents. That was outstanding. You have evidence? Yeah. So, which I highly recommend that film, by the way. But if anything, it was tough to stay away from the emotion. And then on set, you're dealing with this. You just come from your hotel room in Charlotte, and you go into set, and it's like, okay, don't give it all in the first moment, man. Just hold back. Pace yourself, because it's heavy.
It is indeed, and having seen your encounter with Officer Beck that happened on my watch, thrillingly, yeah. Matt, speaking of Officer Beck, so did you have a certain kind of police research thing going on? What did you do? I mean, and were you quite comfortable and thrilled to be getting this part, Matt?
You know, it's crazy. I definitely was. I think, and I don't think Gina or Reggie know this, but when they called me and asked me at the time about
all right.
God?
Yeah, you were saying that?
Sorry.
We all love you, so that's what that was.
No, it was at a weird time where I was still.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh, okay.
Recording, or what is that?
Okay. Is this enough theater? Okay, cool. No, I was gonna say, it was at a weird time where I was kind of trying to figure out if I wanted to start acting again or if I wanted to just do music. And I remember, I got the script first, and I heard it was called Family, and I remember reading it, and I was like, yo, this isn't just acting, like this could be something bigger than all of us. So I decided to jump at it and put everything that I possibly could into it. So to answer your question, yes, I definitely, I actually went on a few ride-alongs with police in New York City just to kind of see what they go through on a daily basis. I had police training, like sitting down with actual police officers, sitting down, understanding their mentality and why they do the things they do. And, you know, to hear from the horse's mouth, it's scary, but you learn a lot, especially about the mindset of these officers. And yeah, it was definitely did a lot of research for it.
No, but when I read the show, I really couldn't believe that Fox was about to put it out for one. You know, that blew me away. You know, the character Preston Terry, he's very optimistic about the task at hand, and I think that you know, it really it speaks to just the whole you know, what we're going through in this country right now. You know, a lot of people you know, feel like they can maybe be a part of the change, but don't know how to be a part of the change, what they can do to be effective, you know, in these sorts of discussions. I think that Preston is probably the most optimistic version of that. But you know, he learns and he goes through a lot of obstacles and journeys within this 10-hour ride. And you know, he gets jaded. You know, there's a lot of things that he thought were a certain way that, you know, they really aren't. And he had to face reality in many different situations. And you know, for me, just the growth that Preston has during this 10-hour you know, series, it was something I really couldn't turn down. It's something I had to fight for. You know, we all had to fight for it. Gina and Reggie can speak to that. You know, something I really wanted to be a part of, and I'm so grateful to be here amongst all these beautiful people. I just want to give a special shout out to Sanaa Latham, who can be here right now. She's amazing. I told her I was FaceTiming during this, but it's like 3 a.m. in London, so she's probably asleep. We'll see. I'll see.
So my character is Sean Campbell, and when I got that I auditioned for the show, I read up on it, I was like, oh, this is big. And I wanted to take it, not just because it was a big role, and because, oh, yeah, I'm gonna get famous or be a celebrity after this. That's not why I did it. I wanted to do the show because this tells the story of many other kids that is in a situation that Sean Campbell was in, and that's why I wanted to do the show, not because of being a celebrity or anything else.
Yeah, you know, oh, is this the Brooklyn? Is this the Brooklyn? Maybe they're trying to get us out of here. Okay, one thing that occurred to me today, Gina, Reggie, and you know, when you go home tonight, if you have a computer, go to IMDb and look at the cast list for Shots Fired. There are more fantastic parts enacted by more superb African-American actors than in all of television anywhere. It's like all in the And on the other side of the camera, I know you guys, I mean, you know, we had a highly African-American crew down there in North Carolina. I was so proud of that, and again, I know you guys worked very hard to make that happen. So, what's on screen, the effort and the depth of the effort of Gina and Reggie is really quite phenomenal. I still can't believe you got this off the ground, but you did. And look, Gina directed what we just saw, and I got to do episode 6, which again I'm eternally grateful for. You know, I am still uncomfortable, I think in a good way, in an entertainment. I'm uncomfortable with this black police officer shooting the unarmed white teenager because I don't think there's too much historical precedent for that. You know, I know that it gets our attention, and I know you guys have your work cut out for you to kind of like use this extraordinary twist to bring us into the deeper issue. So I, you know, God, I learned something, you know, here tonight. So I'm gonna,
So there's a couple of reasons for the twist, and one of the things that we wanted to do is we wanted to examine both. We wanted to take a look at both cases. We wanted to take a look at the Joey Campbell case and the Jesse Carr case. We firmly believe that you got to enter somebody's world before you leave them out, and that's really where we're coming from. And we understand that you know, it's uncomfortable, and sometimes uncomfortable can lead to meaningful dialogue, meaningful change. We think within the 10 hours we've given some potential solutions that might help, you know, this horrible situation, and some may embrace that, and if not, it'll lead to meaningful dialogue. I don't know, you know, in terms of how do we defend it, it's just that we really give a damn about this issue, and we felt bringing our art and activism together, this is the way that we wanted to address it. So,
TV is rare, so it was actually, you know, our biggest thing was putting together the cast and the cast that we wanted, and it's when you get in your mind that you want somebody, like we're just the type, we're not gonna let it go. We just know, we go with our gut. You know, they say directing is what, like 90% casting. So like Aisha Hines, we knew we wanted her. And she was watching another show, and they said no, it's not possible. But impossible is nothing. Said, and we just kept pushing. And it happened. Tristan locked into the brakes. We were not happy, but they said don't even audition it because it's never going to happen. But we auditioned and we snuck in. And we knew that he was the one, and it took a tremendous amount of fight. A lot of moving parts, but again, Wanda almost took another part. Not happy about. So we just called the curse words.
Stop playing these games.
And Stefan, we knew in the writing stage we wanted. We saw Stefan and Selma. We were like, that's
you know, if it feels right, you know, there's a way to continue on to another, you know, another season. We really approach it like this is a 10-hour film, and we really said a lot, but there's so much more to say. So, you know, we'll see. But we really appreciate the enthusiasm, and we really just hope also you just help us spread the word, because we really do think that this is timely and it's something that needs to be said and talked about. Thank you.
honestly, we were fortunate to learn it early on. Reg was a playwright in New York. When we came through the Disney program, my first UCLA film school. But we learned pretty early on that passion is the most important thing in having college in yourself, because business is incredibly hard. You're going to hear 1,000 no's. If you're passionate about the story you're trying to tell, it gets you up off the floor after the no, 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 and you realize you just need one yes. So absolutely that. It also dictates your decision making. Again, the no's that we talked about with some of the cast, where they were saying no. Like, it was very hard to stand up every day. Thankfully, Reg and I had each other's back, and we were on the same page, and we could stand together. But if you're passionate about it, it absolutely dictates how strong you are in those fights as well. So absolutely passionate. Be passionate about what you're trying to say. Be passionate about what you're trying to put in the world. And just repeat our mantra, which is anybody can portray reality, but an artist portrays what reality should be, and that absolutely dictates